she was 50, he was ready to go. Stared into her eyes for the last time, and his were like ice caps melting into an ocean. He said goodbye does not fit this moment, as it will not last forever. You know I love you. You know I love you, right? Touched her gray hair and said, have I ever told you that you look just like your mother? Who, even though engulfed in the silence of death, I can hear her. I can hear her voice. It's just as sweet and just as loud. And I know that she'd be just as proud. When she was 45, he said, you are the incarnation of my dreams. Nothing could ever fit the satisfaction of being here now, of being a man, of being a father. You define who I am. Raising your sons and daughters reminds me of raising you, how you were so fragile sometimes, but look how you hold me together in this last battle with life. You command my battalions as I gasp for breath, struck by age and disease and ready to become the dirt. When she was 40, he said, this is where life begins. Don't you worry about your midlife crisis, it's just an overpopularized trend. Don't worry about your thinning hair or the stress of being a mother. Are you gaining weight? Don't be afraid to be young. Don't be afraid to run, to push yourself. Don't give up on your dreams, not yet. You are still beautiful. You are still powerful. You are still the flower that blooms in my presence like dandelions. You are lioness. In fact, you are impact, intact, rocket fueled, jet-packed hawk. How you float in the wind. When she was 30, he loved to take her on a walk and just talk. See, he loved her children like they were his very own. The family reunions were like table talks on clouds. Doors to her home were like the gates of heaven. The laughter of his grandkids like the soundtrack of angels serenading his eardrums when he said, come, come, sit on my laps and let's make thunder. You know I used to rap when I was younger, and I was cool as ice. She said, nah, daddy, you were average. He said, nah, you know I still got the bling. She said, dad, no one says bling anymore. When she was 25, he walked her to the altar and gave her over to the man of her dreams. His eyes, soaking up her reflection like submerged mirrors, her image, shining so bright as if the sun wore a dress with white rays. And he stared as a ring finger shivered with excitement, and memory started to play back in the archives of his mind. When she was 22 and she said, Dad, 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 I am officially the fish that can climb trees. Graduated, top of my class and valedictorian, and I'm supposed to give a speech at my graduation. See, when she spoke, her words mummified mediocrity like ancient Egyptians scripting indelible pictures on the faces of pyramids. Her speech was a work of art, and she remembered when she was 20 and she almost gave up on her low degree because she flunked a test with shock drowning colors. And he said, I know it's hard, but I know that I raised you stronger, and I know that you can do all things through Christ who gives you strength. When she was 19, she gave her life to Christ, and he wept. See, when she was 18, he dropped her off in college and said, see, I know this is gonna be a wild goose chase, but I want you to catch your dreams. And I know you're the most beautiful girl in the world, and these little boys will try to chase after you, trying to have a piece of your purity. I want you to tell them my daddy's got a gun. And if they run, I want you to tell them my daddy didn't raise me for cowards. So show me what you're made of, cause my daddy told me I'm a diamond, and diamonds don't hang on plastic chains, so take your shame elsewhere. When she was 14, she cried, cause she thought she wasn't beautiful enough, and no one was showing her attention. And he told her, ugly ducklings make the most beautiful swans, my little flower. And one day you will become a garden of roses that I will fight to protect. When she was 10, she started writing poems. When she was 9, she danced. When she was 6, she was in her first grade. When she was 5, she slept in his arms every night because she was afraid of the dark. When she was 3, they would talk endlessly, hours on end, in a language that only he could understand. And he promised himself he would kill a man if he tried to do her the slightest harm. When she was 2, he would stay up at night and watch her sleep, calm, beautiful, as waters that run deeper than 1,000 Mariana trenches. When she was 1, he couldn't believe that he was a father, and his very heart beat in the heart of his little girl. When she was conceived, he convinced himself he wasn't ready to be a father. He convinced her mother they weren't ready to be parents. And they decided to abort.